lift things, some talk things, some hopefully not too bad decisions. Fun times for everybody. Robert! Hello, sir. Hung Sung, what's up? What is up? Indeed. Just lifting some weights, probably a little heavier than I would recommend for a couple days after a meet, but you know what? We crazy out here in Washington. Not. What are you guys up to tonight? Hopefully being productive. Or I'm hopefully not messing you guys up from being productive. Stan, hello, welcome. Welcome back to the Hangout stream. It's been a while. We haven't talked in over a week. Don't need no deload, we're freaks. You deload into a meet, so, and I'm not doing anything if the body tells me no. So I made sure to warm up first. Post-meet deadlift, 800 deadlifts on the bar. I don't think that's going to happen, but because we're going to leave the deadlift bar and have that stay put. But what I'm kind of envisioning in my mind is sort of maybe work up to somewhere around like an opener area squat, because I have no issues with how the squat went. I was very pleased with the squat, and I'm not trying to take 300 kilograms by myself in a garage and potentially hurt myself. But maybe somewhere, low 600s, just so that I have a squat first, so that any info I get from the bench and the deadlift afterwards is a little less, I guess, tainted by if I just came and did like a max deadlift or something after not having squatted, then it doesn't help me much in figuring out kind of what happened. Stan, was the meet this past Saturday? Yeah, it was 2 days ago. So I don't technically have any programming to do until next week, because both my coaches are coming back from Belarus right now, so I'm not anticipating hearing much from them. So yeah. PDBRE, hello, sir. Welcome back. Those are mosquitoes. Am I gonna have to close the garage door to keep you guys away from me? Go away. 3 days ago? What's today? Today's Tuesday. Meet was Saturday, so Sunday, Monday. I guess this is the third day, yeah. I was thinking in terms of rest days. I've had 2 rest days, and this will be the third. But I'm not resting. I'm lifting. So we've already got 585 on the bar. Forgive the short pants. Decided to do my darn thing. Because I wasn't sure if we were going to play this game or not. Eric's back in California. I don't know where Hanny is right now, but they were definitely there hanging for a bit. Oh boy. Warm-ups didn't feel great on these compared to how good the squats actually felt on Saturday. But I don't need to squat what I squatted on Saturday, so I'm not too worried about it. Squats on stream. Just to get them out of the way. We're breaking the rules. We're breaking my own rules here, kids. wasn't too bad for, because I took quite a while. I set up the stream after 495. I should have done it in between or something. Whew. Yeah, I think we'll take one more squat somewhere in like 620 range, just so that I have squatted when I go into the other lifts. Whew. Stan, what I think of the epic battle of the 105s? I think that, well, the one thing I wanted to happen didn't, which is I wanted everybody to go in, feel great, and have perfect days, and then whoever's perfect day was the best. And everybody was, everybody missed some lifts. So I'm proud of both Garrett and Bryce. I'm proud of Garrett for for fighting through the stomach flu that he got 2 days before he had to lift, and being able to manage to hang on to his his placement to stay on the podium. I'm really proud of Bryce for his consistency and coming in and hitting exactly what he needed to secure that second and have a shot to pull for the win. I haven't gotten a chance to talk to either of them yet, but I'm excited to do that. Christoph had to run the show. Yeah, I think he had a great showing. He went. I think he was. Well, he was coming off an injury too, so everybody was inhibited in some way, I guess. But I was happy that they did their thing. Yeah, Stan. Garrett finished about 30 kilos off what they had projected him being able to finish, because he got there and lost a bunch of weight and got really sick 3 days out. Jason, hey Ben, my belt makes it hard for me to get into position on deadlifts. It makes my back round from the start. What do I do? Loosen your belt up. It's too tight. If it's pulling you out of position, then your belt's too tight. So loosen it, and then engage your core into the belt. Frost Steady, did Ray Williams surpass 2400? He missed his last pull, and he didn't seem to be on his game. He lost all his stuff in the airline. Actually lost a bunch of guys' stuff. He lost all his clothes and everything. Why am I breathing so hard? Because I'm chubby. Darrington, you know that. And I already did 585, so leave me alone. But I don't think Ray got the total he wanted to get. Yeah, I asked. Darrington was one of the guys I asked if I should do kind of a mini mock meet sort of setup here, and he said, "Go for it." So, sup, D? Okay, I'm still recording. Off my game. Off my game. I'm excited to only do one more of these. Thinking about pineapples, of course. Ugh. That seems about right. Oh, wait. I think I missed another question. Frost Daddy, you asked what I totaled. I totaled 807.5, same total I did at the Arnold. Had a really great start to the day. Squatted 300 kilos. And then bench, we played it safe. I still went 3 for 3 on bench, but I benched 2.5 kilos less than I did at the Arnold. Just on the day, there was a lot of stuff going on. And then my pulls were great. The first and second felt amazing, and then the third pull shouldn't have been. It should have been well within reach. It wasn't anything crazy compared to, you know, kind of how things were feeling. But I didn't. We kind of rushed through the flight. I mean, everybody was dealing with it, so I'm not saying like it affected me the most or anything. But yeah, I gassed out really hard before my third pull, and we were trying to figure out why. And then when I went to go get drug tested, I couldn't pee. It took me like 20 minutes and drinking water out of the fountain to be able to pee because I was so dehydrated, and I didn't realize it because I drank about the normal amount of water that I drink, but it was like 95 degrees all day, and I'm not used to that heat. It just like we got this heat wave, and so it was not a fun time. RGJJ, I'm my full-time weightlifter. Technically, I'm a full-time coach, but it allows me to treat myself kind of like a full-time weightlifter. Arg, that's how I'm going to say your name. Oh, man. This is actually a pretty decent jump from 585. I don't usually go straight to 625, but I don't want to take another attempt after this, because I want to get into the bench press and the deadlift, because I'm not curious about my squats. Squats feel fine. I'm curious about those other ones. Libertatum, you emailed me about my coaching and didn't get a reply back. If it was in the last couple of days, that's why. That's why I haven't replied back, because I have been trying to scramble around to get my footing back again. That's why this workout is happening now and not like in the middle of the day like I'd like it to. Coaching services that I do, though, I mean, basically, I send a questionnaire, and the lifter gives me some information. We get to know each other a little bit over that. I use that information to design kind of a starting place for a program. I send out the first week, and I then continue. I get feedback from the lifter, and I adjust my end of the programming and send it out each week, kind of week at a time, and then we together kind of collaboratively work on, you know, I handle all the programming, I regulate it for them, and then I use video feedback to give form critiques and to help with technical adjustments, things like that, and also to keep people accountable for just try to be an objective eye, I guess. And so then work with them all the way through the training block, whatever we end up having the goal be. And yeah, my coaching looks very differently depending on what the lifter needs and their personality. I have some guys who just want the programming, and then I have other guys who have a lot of questions and all sorts of stuff. How much is the program? I write it for the lifter. My current fee is $30 per training week, but it is a pretty intensive coaching relationship. I don't just put in. I don't use Excel. Maybe I should, but I write each program for that lifter, and then adjust week to week. So sometimes programs end up being similar if the lifters are similar, but it's not like I have the Ben Rice program that you pay me and I'll send it to you. I program for athletes, basically, and so the goals determine what the programming looks like. I did the thing where I wrapped my wrist first. Kurt, that deadlift was massive. Well, we will see if tonight maybe something a little more massive shows up. I'm not upset about the deadlift because it makes sense, but I am a little bit underwhelmed with, like, based on the day, it's what I could get, and I'm not denying it. You know, I'm very proud of how we handled the circumstances, but I'm still curious as to what could have happened if the circumstances were different. So. Hang Sung, payment methods do I accept? I mean, I Venmo, PayPal, you know, normal online interaction type payment things. Libertatum, gotcha. That sounds Excellent, exactly what I was looking for. Most likely be purchasing your services. You're still available in 10, 12 weeks. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hit me up. I think I glanced your email briefly, but I like to take a little bit of time before I I want to think about a response, and I just haven't had time to sit down and go through. One of my goals for the day after this was to answer some emails that I've gotten and clear out my inbox a little bit. Just because the weekend ended up just being kind of a lot more mental energy. You like the live stream, people? Good. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad you're here. Kurt wins Nationals. Nationals are in October down in Orlando. Worlds was this last week, so the next Worlds will be like a year from now. But I'm only looking at Nationals. That's all that's on my list. All right, I'm gonna go to a place in here for a little bit because this weight should move all right. This is about 35 pounds less than I squatted on Saturday. But you never know. This is still a weight you could easily hurt yourself with and ruin your day. So I'm gonna try to focus in a little bit. So forgive me for not being super responsive for the next couple of minutes while we get this done. Yeah, that's kind of what we were looking for tonight, honestly. Was something that's pretty confident that I'm not going to miss it unless something terrible happened, but enough that I'm not 100% fresh going into the other stuff. So, whew. Breaking everything. Yo, hashtag slingshot pull-up still a thing. No. No. That's why we missed that last pull, boys. Y'all baited me with your donations. I sold my deadlift for a slingshot pull-up. Stan, what size are the SBD knee sleeves? These are mediums. I normally train in larges and only compete in mediums. These ones actually have a hole in them. So one of my lifters actually was disgusted that I was going to be squatting at the meet with worn out knee sleeves that have a hole in them, so he ordered me another pair and they didn't get here in time, so he was pretty perturbed about that. Whew. Stan, I'm starting my raw nats prep now. My coaches aren't back from, or they're not back and totally, they haven't given me a program yet. Basically, usually the week after a meet, I kind of have some freedom to play around and do whatever. There we go. And so, figured some singles wouldn't be too horrible. Goodness gracious. Stance looks closer in this faraway camera compared to your normal stance or normal YouTube setup. It might actually be a little close. That walkout was a little janky because that's a bigger jump to in between opener and second attempt than I would normally take. Be able to beat Bryce Lewis or Blevins within the next year or two. I don't predict numbers, my friend. I'll work as hard as I can, and I'm sure they will too. So, and I can't control what they're able to do, but they're both good friends of mine. And so all I want is for them to do their best, and I want to do my best, and we'll see what happens. Kurt, may have had to move your lever belt up a few holes yesterday. Diet tighten up start today. Oh no. Woody pooty, hello, welcome back, baby. Fatty Ben breathes like he did a triathlon. You are more than welcome, my friend, to put 625 on your back 2 days after a meet and tell me how hard you're breathing. Oh, you're more than welcome. Goodness, all the bugs. Why now? Dodging insectoids out here. I'm gonna put on my pants for the rest of this. Sorry, internet. Ugh. Just like being able to see my depth with the singlet bottoms. Wall boom, Ben for the win. Oh, he's tilting me with his comebacks. I didn't even bring up League of Legends this time, man. No, actually, some of my feedback from the meet was that I'm gonna start doing some sort of conditioning myself. Something that's not related, something that's not like doing just more reps of the lifts. So I'm looking into maybe getting a rower or some ropes or something to get my heart rate up, and I'm gonna put on my pants now. That's right, Stan. Because I do what's up. You always gotta pants up to the bench press. I'm not trying to make you guys all want to leave. Oh no. Come on, OBS. Not the first stream back. Where's Lenny when you need him? We're going in the red zone. OBS trying to be bad. User just got thug-lived. Alexander, what do you do for your weak bench? Well, I keep practicing it, man. That's what I do for my weak squat and my weak deadlift as well. I just keep practicing them and trying to work on them. So I have a vision of myself that is much stronger than the current one. So it's always working on it. Iron Bison, hello. What up? Currently, OBS is trying to shut down the stream. Gerbra, welcome back, buddy. What a pleasure. Well, it'll be a pleasure if that red bar turns into a green one and stays there. Come on. Come on, buddy. Weak deadlift Ben just insulted all of us. No, I didn't. I'm just saying that we can all get stronger at something. Phrasing's important, friends. Phrasing's important. I might have to reshut that down and reopen it. How's it? Is it lagging really bad for you guys? You can be honest. I might have to go inside and adjust some things if it's gonna get bad. Ah! No, buggies. I'm also gonna have to close the garage door, it looks like, because I'm getting attacked by all All these insectoids. Gross. Balance is important. Video has a bit of lag, but the voice is always fine? Okay. That must be the computer then, not the internet connection. It's not too bad, not too bad. You guys, okay. Well, I'm glad you guys are not suffering like I am with the stress of watching that. What power rack do I have, Iron Bison? It is the Westside R3 rack made by Rogue. I picked it up off Craigslist. You guys haven't really watched that a whole lot. I usually don't squat on stream. Rogue, Robert, I still can't believe how hard I just got pwned a few minutes ago. Nah, man. Not trying to make anybody feel bad. I'm just trying to bring awareness to us chubby boys who sometimes doing one rep is tough, so you have to use enough weight that you can justify it. Oh, I didn't post this yet, but I'll show you guys. I guess I didn't mention it because I don't think about it at local meets, but got the hardware, which I wasn't even there to accept. Izzy accepted it for me. I've got this thing, Open Men, because I was in a stall trying to pee and not being able to because I was so dehydrated. First place. And then that's kind of neat. I like that design, that little Ivanko chubby plate. It's pretty big. Nice. Yeah. Pimp cup. Yep. Put my Crystal Light and water and Blue Monsters in there all at once. Go crazy with it. Put it up on the little shelf of self-adulation here. Okay. Already know. If the bench is feeling horrible enough that I'm not going to be able to press what I want to press, I might just throw the slingshot on and do like 400 to feel better about myself. Water would ban instantly, exactly. They'd ban for all of the caffeinated beverages. Iron Bison, just saw... Oh, someone else asked a question. I'm sorry that I missed it. No, don't do this. OBS, stop it. Stop it. I don't know why. Even the kilobits per second are fine, but the output's really low, and I don't know why. Better? Maybe? Okay. Someone asked me what my thoughts were on Sean's third deadlift from World, Sean Noriega. Lift, no lift. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the chairs. It was half and half. I think I've seen worse lifts get passed, which is really unfortunate that was the lift that happened. But with any situation, you accept what the judge's call was. And in cases where they have a jury, even if it's really unfortunate, I think that Sean did handle it pretty well, or at least he seemed to afterwards. And I think it was good that Daniela was there for him to coach afterwards and make a positive turnaround from the trip. I think in general he'll be more motivated in the future to come back and kill it. I think, I've had lifts that I thought were good that got red lighted, and even if you disagree with it, you move on. We put ourselves in a position where we're asking to be judged. We go to these places and we say, hey, I think my lifts are going to be good, and you tell me what you think. And you give up your right to the opinion, I guess. You give that to the judges by agreeing to compete in their federation and buy into it. So I feel bad that happened to him. In terms of the lift itself, I think the picture looked fine. I think that the video, I could see where they're making their argument, but it's not my place to have an opinion on it, right? Like, it can't change what happened, and my advice for Sean would be to take it as an opportunity for growth and mental resilience and coming back and improving and using it for fuel and motivation for the next time, because that's not the last Worlds I think he's going to be at. I think he's gonna have some great things, and he might look back on this as maybe an impetus to improve even more, or at least that's what I hope he does. So that is my answer, Libertatum. I hope that made sense. Iron Bison, you saw the video Backyard Meet where I got called for nonsensical knee bend or something of one of my deadlifts. What a stupid call by the ref. That's another example of I disagree with that call, but I accept it, and that's, I've grown from that. I've gotten other lifts and other, I tried to use that to make my lifts better, and I still am always doing that, right? I'm still always trying to make them cleaner and leave less up to the judge to have to make a decision. Make sure that your lifts are clearly legal. That's what I am trying to do. So, Seagace and Yoben, my coach is disrespectful and ignorant towards my goals. Should I drop him? He's... Oh, goodness. You're just trolling yourself, man. Robert, internet lawyer with little XP, but a really cheap rate. Let me know if you need my services. Goodness gracious, you boys, Philly boys. All right, let's get warmed up for these bench presses. Kurt bit. Kurt, you took the bait. You took the troll bait. Don't do it, man. Oh no, what did I... One of these is wrong. That would have been even more crooked than usual. Yeah, so with the meat, we went more conservative on the bench, I think, than... like at the time, knowing what we knew, I think it was the right call. But I made an adjustment on the third attempt, I think, that made it a little better, and so... Maybe I left a little bit more weight on the squat and the bench than we needed to, but we didn't know that. This is why I do my what would Ben say when something happens like that, and don't engage in my what would some of my favorite flaming streamers say. I mean, I might say something. I would probably have a stronger opinion if it was just like in a smaller platform. But the more I've thought about it, because I did think about that when it came up and was trying to formulate an opinion. I just came to the conclusion that no matter what anybody thinks, it's not going to change the call. And so all we can do is move on from, from what happened. And you never want, I personally don't like seeing people miss weights. I don't like see people having lifts turned down. I want to see everybody have their best show every time. I wouldn't wish a miss on anybody. So especially where you feel like where you lifted the weight and it's something that's very technical and minor, like that, and then it gets overturned by the jury without being approached by the other lifter. I think that was really unfortunate. But my opinion doesn't have any impact on that changing the situation. So I guess that's why I try to think about these things in that way. And I didn't always used to. That's something that takes practice. Guys. Hansung Lee, what's my take on knee going past the toe? Is that an issue of form? There's some lifters who can get away with it if they have the ankle mobility for it, but in general, I would encourage people not to have that be the case. It puts more shearing stress on the ligaments in the knee. You don't want to do that. Iron Bison, is significant forward lean unavoidable for some individuals, or is it safe on squats? I have significant forward lean in mine. I think the biggest issue is when people are taking a different torso angle, or if they're taking a different torso angle on the way up than they are on the descent. So if you get to the bottom and your torso angle changes, that's when you're having problems. Or if you're having any kind of shifting in the core where you're rounding in the thoracic spine and losing your neutral spine. So your spine should stay neutral, and then if you have to hinge further because your legs are longer and you have to keep the bar centered over the middle of your foot, that's just how it happens sometimes. So, guys, do I have any tips for faster reading? Read more. I mean, not even trying to be trolly about it. Just practice, practice reading. Why, OBS? Why are you doing this to me? Come on, son. Why? Might be time to clean out my computer again if it's still lagging like this. Oh boy. We're going to get started on the benching, though. We're going to get started on that now that we're switched over. I will say, something I took away from this meet was that I do need to kind of expedite the process needed for me to get a bench that's comp specs, because that was something that was so weird. Stop downloading so many Bjergsen pics on the computer. I can't, man. Bjergsen and BioDaddy are Bay and Bay 2. All the TSM. There's some good-looking boys. Some strapping young lads. And clean sweep this weekend. Feeling good. Feel good, play good. I was definitely listening to the VOD as I drove home from the meet. That was my biggest regret from this meet wasn't wasn't the issues with the hydration, all that crazy stuff. The biggest issue from the meet was that I had to miss LCS live, and so I had to be a pleb and just watch the follow-ups. It was so sad. Hansung Lee, do I play LOL? Not anymore, I don't play. I'm just an avid fan and watcher. So, I started, I'm catching up on the VODs of LCK, because it was, SKT versus KT last night. And I watched the first game today, and I'm gonna wait to watch the rest because I was a little bummed out that SKT wasn't playing very well. BioDaddy was on the U of T team while you were playing there. That's pretty hype. That's pretty hype. I should have closed the garage door well before this. All these bugs. Even while this is going, I'm kind of having feelings like maybe we'll save the deadlift for later in the week. Just because I just feel sleepy tired. Who knows? Is OBS doing it again? Iron Bison, best raw bench of all time. Jimmer in competition in the gym with a self handoff, 395, and competition 392, but it was really slow. Yep. I just have always had the struggle with the bad shoulder. So, and this week I've got some. Yeah. I mean, we took what was there on the day. Again, I think the call was right to not, I didn't want to risk missing a press and then going into the dead and having to pull something extra, and then the dead didn't show up either because all the other issues kind of compounded and I gassed out on my third attempt. I don't know, though. I don't know. TSM should hire me as a coach. No, I don't have enough game knowledge, man. Do not have enough game knowledge. And I wouldn't want to hinder them. I just want to... I'd work with those guys for their lifting. If any TSM guys, if you guys ever see this, you won't ever see this, I'll help you all get swole. I know that Sven has been working out and trying to get buff, but I'll get you all there. We need to get rid of Bjergsen. Has that tendonitis issue that's always going on with his hand. Don't need him getting carpal tunnel. I'll fix it, man. Bjergsen, hit me up, brother. Let's get you swole. Just got here. Great T-shirt. Yes, A7. A7. Represent. Michael, what did I squat? At the meet or today? Because at the meet I squatted 661 or 300 kgs. Today I went 495 beltless, and then turned on the stream, went 585, and then did 625. And that was the goal. The goal was to get something in the kind of either a high opener or a very, very low second kind of thing, just to pre-fatigue my bench and deadlift, so that if I do have something happen on these and they feel good, then I don't say well, if I didn't have to squat in competition. Hiring some fitness coach. There we go. Yeah, I would work the crap with those guys. That'd be awesome. Iron Bison, still one heck of a bench, man. Especially with a bum shoulder. Hopefully I break 315. You'll get there, man. Keep working on it. I will say where I'm at, even if I'm not where I want to be yet, compared to the way I used to bench and where that used to be, it's a world of difference. So, Robert, Dyrone and Imiru, you'll send them, dude. Dyrus is one of my favorite streamers. Pasta. Oh my god, you guys, I'm so tilted right now. I love Dyrus. He's great. Gravy McBiscuit, you missed the squats. Squats went pretty fast because I didn't show the warm-ups. I literally just did 585 and then talked for a bit and then did 625, and that was all that I streamed. Goodness gracious, OBS. Figure your shiz out, okay? Okay, calm yourself. None of this. No, don't do this. I'm gonna reset it if it drops down to 0 again. Michael, you're very welcome, sir. So, what's my experience on creatine with a good diet? Does your body ignore it eventually? I mean, creatine is one of the supplements that has the most scientific research back to be beneficial for strength training, right? So that's my experience lines up with that. You may not feel it as much in terms of like actually feeling effect of it. There are a lot of things that you do where it's if you're doing things right, then you don't notice it, right? And I'd say maybe that might be one of those kinds of supplements. But in terms of supplementation that's backed by research and on most people's list of things to prioritize when lifting, that's usually on it. Robert, yes, you saw like 2 squats, 585 and a 625. That's what you guys saw. I didn't stream the rest because I wasn't sure if I was what the work was gonna be, since I don't have any programming just yet. I'm not gonna know what I'm lifting until tomorrow. Hansung, I see the members at the gym all the time. I should go tell them to watch this video. Don't have them go watch it. This video is gonna be like 3 or 4 hours long. Have them hit me up. My heart broke when Weldon went over to G2. And so now I actually watch some European games, though, because he was, like, my favorite coach. CB, do I use shake weights? I own one, but it's broken. I had it with me when I was at college and when I was an RA to make the residents laugh. And, yeah. I don't know how. One of them broke it. It's unfortunate. See, Jason, have I done full body routines in the past? I switched to one for higher frequency. It was short on time and it kicked your butt. I used to do, I mean, I technically, all of my lifting is full body, right? Because I either squat and bench or I deadlift and bench in the same session. Like, I don't have any sessions that are upper or lower body only. So technically that the hardest sessions are when you do like 2 lower body lifts and a upper body lift, like squat, bench, squat. Those are the hardest for me. Okay. I think I'm going to reset the OBS, fellas, and see if, nope, now it's hold as soon as I say it. Yeah. Now you're behaving yourself. You little tart. Oh, what you doing? I can get your hands clapped. Iron, thanks for the live streams, dude. Makes me Dave, and nothing like a rapid fire Q&A with heavy lifts in between. Well, they're not always heavy. Sometimes they're just the lifts. Thanks, man, you're awesome. Well, I appreciate that opinion, my friend. Thank you very much. I try my best to be the best I can. Nice 8 for 9 performance best meet. It was nice to see you in action after watching all your work in these live streams. Inspiring. I appreciate that, man. The curse of 8 for 9, though. I have done... my last 3 or 4 meets have all been 8 for 9, and all on something silly that I feel like could have been easily prevented. Like at this meet, if I just would have known that I was dehydrated, because I didn't know until afterwards, and it was one of those like huge facepalm moments of like, oh, yep, I can't pee right now. That's maybe that's where all the strong went. Conventional deadlifts, Ben sits here like he wants to die. If you're doing conventional deadlifts, you're pretty much dead already, right? I can make your hands clap. Jeremy was in line with you at the A7 booth at the Arnold. You're strong, put out great content. Keep it up. Well, thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, thank you. A7 booth. Was that when I was talking to the Masthetics boys? Was that the A7 booth? Was that it? I think so, maybe. That's the only line I remember standing in. I can make your hands clap. I'm gonna kill all the mosquitoes in here because before they kill me, they've all got nasty diseases, I can tell. Normally I try to let them live, but they're coming after me. They're coming trying to step up. Don't be stepping up, buggies. reminded me, if you guys if you look closely at the video of the meet, I dinked the lift off on the third attempt, where like I tried to press up and I wasn't close enough, so I tried to press and it didn't move, so I had to get closer because there's only the 1 inch instead of the J cup being longer. It was just this little tiny J cup, and so I like couldn't get leverage, so I had to move myself further into it. Okay, I'm gonna reset the OBS, friends. So I'm be right back. We're just doing this because it's trying to be a sassy little biscuit. We're gonna try to get it to reset itself here. So. Let's see if that works. Come on! Don't do this to me. I don't even know the words to that song, but it's just stuck in my head. I don't even know where I heard it from. Gerber, damn dehydration are. Well, it was just because it was so hot. It was so hot. And I was drinking my normal amount of water, but I was sweating more than I ever have in my life. It felt like, goodness, bugs trying to come at me. Trying to take me out. They don't want to see this bench press. Y'all don't want to see this bench press, you crazy little insects. Hansung, can I emphasize the use of someone's buttocks and bench for poverty benchers like me? Don't go from 0 to 100. A lot of people aren't engaging their glutes, and so you need to make sure that your glutes are engaged, because that's all the chain of being your bracing, right? The only contact you have with the floor is your feet, and that goes up through your glutes. And so when you're there, make sure that instead of going from 0 to 100 when you start pressing, your butt might come up. Make sure that they're engaged the whole time and you're keeping tension. Heaviest 1 rep max conventional deadlift, Iron Bison. I've never done a 1 rep conventional. I've tripled 655, but I've never felt the need to do 1 rep max on conventional, since there's no reason for me to do it. The Masthetics booth, Jeremy? Oh, okay, gotcha. A7 owners were in line as well. Yes, they were. I remember. Ben, they just want some strength. Don't hate them for loving you. Well, they're coming about it the wrong way. They could just have words instead of trying to fly into my eyeballs and bite me on the face bits. That's not a way to make love. To make love times. Come on, get out of here. Buggies. Okay, see you soon. I don't know why OBS is doing this, guys. I do not know. We were doing so good. It's because Lenny's not here. Lenny's not here to defeat the stream demon for us. That's real unfortunate. Might have to try another reset. If you guys are... I mean, I can't tell if you can hear me well or not. Hansung, I have insane grip strength. What do I do to get them hands? A lot of grip work. I squeeze lacrosse balls, tennis balls. This comical looking thing. This is the crusher. So we brought this out on the last stream. But then just a lot of never use straps. Never even say the word. If your grip strength is weak, you need to work on it. Jack Sparrow. Oh, hello, sir. Welcome to the stream. Iron Bison, do I set lifetime goals or create small goals based on your current strength levels? I just try to progress, right? You can have some general ideas of it's important to set something to the idea of having an idea of of what direction to push for, right? To try, and if you don't have any sense of long-term goal, then you will just be spinning your wheels. You don't have something that's focusing your decisions and giving you, I guess, purposefulness in your approach. So your approach has to be based off of some sort of destination, but don't get so caught up in any one specific goal that you don't allow yourself to potentially surpass it or find a better option or something that makes more sense. Hands on, can you squeeze me? I need to feel that grip. Oh man, that's a different thing. That's a different kind of thing. Lenny, please hear our prayers. What do you got up here, Rob? Oh, let's not bring that up. Let's not bring that up, my friend. No one click that link with that picture of that horrible thing. A time that no one knew. No one should know. Might as well film these. Libertarian, how long did it take me to stop 4 plates at this body? I'm assuming you mean squat, right? Squat 4 plates. Did you say at what body weight? Oh, sometime in high school. I don't remember when. But when I was finishing up high school, I'd been lifting weights for 8 years. So it took me probably longer than I think it would take most people because of just how early I started. 355 on the bar. Well, alrighty, that's probably better than things felt on Saturday for the pressing. Goodness gracious. Gerber, Ben, do I see any benefits of the incline bench press to aid in competition style flat bench? Have you ever gotten any carryover? I don't use it very often because my bum shoulder gets aggravated even more when I increase the pressing angle. So when I've done, in the past, anytime I've tried to use incline pressing with any sort of frequency or seriousness, it tends to wear my shoulder out even more than regular benching. So I don't have anything personally against the movement. I would, I program incline dumbbell pressing for some of my lifters, but because of my unique circumstance with having the bum shoulder, you have to be selective, and I think that's really important to remember when you're looking at other lifters of like, oh, I want to program like them. You have to factor in some of the cases that may be unique for them. So maybe what they're doing may not be kind of the optimal approach for your ideal self if they have a history of an underlying injury or have an issue with a certain way to perform a specific lift or something. That, when I do front squats or high bar squats, I tend to get a whole bunch of knee issues going on, and it's not because of the lift. It's because my mechanics combined with that lift and maybe some weaknesses that I have that aggravate some things that may not do that for a lifter who's built differently or has a different history. So those are all things to maybe consider. Iron Bison, good advice. Thoughts on 531 for a natural lifter, and more importantly, running it for someone who's losing 50+ pounds so on a cut, essentially. I mean, some structure is better than no structure, right? Having some sort of goal is helpful, and a program like 531 is pretty adjustable. It's a decent skeletal structure. My biggest issue with 531 is how infrequently you are practicing the lifts themselves, because you're only squatting once, benching once, and deadlifting once a week. And I think most lifters can handle and benefit from higher frequency than that. But again, it's very adjustable, and it was designed to be adjustable. So that's I guess that's my opinion on that thing. I mean, the best thing that anybody can do is have a program that's designed for them, written for them by someone who knows what they're doing. and that can either be the lifter themselves if they're highly educated and able to be not, I don't want to say highly educated like formally educated, but if they've educated themselves on programming to the point where they can make smart, rational, objective decisions about what they should be doing to improve themselves, I think that's possible. Or getting a coach, and that's why you hire a coach, because someone who hopefully is qualified to make those decisions for you, and the best program for you will always be the one that's designed with you in mind. Gerbera, can I pinpoint any one particular thing that's helped my bench press the most? Just hundreds of hours working on it. I'm sure there's a lot of people who could give you the secret too, and I really think the thing is, you know, if you want to get better at riding a bike, don't go swim in the pool, ride the bike, right? If you want to get better at bench pressing, you need to practice it. And then probably the thing that helps the most is just developing upper body mass. Getting hypertrophy in your upper body. You can be a strong deadlifter and not look like you lift, but there are very few bench pressers who are very, very good bench pressers who don't look like a bench presser. That's obviously a generalization, but in general, big benchers look lifty, I guess. Goodness gracious, this stream. Okay, now it's maybe settling down. I apologize to anybody watching the VOD for how choppy that might be. I don't know what's going to look like on your end, because this real life is happening in real life time for me, so. Great feedback, yeah. Well, I hope it helps, my friend. Like I said, the reason I do this is I like trying to give back and help out. Big pecs, big pec decks. Sea gazing, that's an interesting way to think of it. See how that feels. That could have turned out badly. We got 375 on the bar. This was my third attempt at the meet, but I'm pretty confident about it here. The lack of stress, the lack of pressure, the lack of having all the heat and the regimented rest times and stuff. Plus, I think I hit this so many times in training leading up that it's. Iron Bison, thanks. Yeah, frequency was my concern if I threw one, but I feel more recovered when I was running linear progression starting strength because my calories are getting quite low. I mean, on a deficit, especially an extreme cut, I would say honestly my biggest piece of advice would be to maybe break up the cut, to do a bunch of mini cuts and have time where you kind of let your body stabilize in that spot and get more used to like maintenance calories at that before going back into the cut. I've seen people have better success long-term by breaking things up in that way. It lets their body adapt to the training as well. Yeah. Sea gaze and Ramadan's over, so bulk will resume. Good on you, man. Good on you. Glad to see you made it through. Made it through in one piece. Frost Eddie, what bar do I have? The bar that we're benching with and that we squatted with earlier, it's the Ohio Power Bar. It's almost the same one we used at the meet. The one we used at the meet was the 20 kilo version. This is the 45-pound version, so it's got slightly wider bearings on it. That's really the only difference. It's the same bar essentially, just the poundage version, not the kilo version. Okay. Just double checking the math in my head, making sure that we have the right weight on there right now. What I thought. We're on. I think the OBS fixed itself by giving more of a stream delay. Maybe that was the problem. We didn't have enough. Because I'm watching the bench press right now. Oh, it's so much better than it was on Saturday. What the heck? Jermaine, hello, sir. Welcome back. C. Gason, what do you think of twice-a-day training for frequent workouts in the week, 5 to 6 times a week for beginners? Tough to say for beginners, because there's so many. When you say beginner, there's so many other factors. Is it a high school girl with a history of athletics? Is it a middle-aged man with zero athletic experience? There's so many other factors that go into that kind of stuff. I do have some lifters who do 2-a-days, probably most notably Mark McQueen in Scotland. 2 of the days of the week I have him on 2-a-day sessions, or at least we did leading into Europeans and into Worlds. Which also, I haven't had a chance to say this officially, big shout outs to my boy Mark McQueen. We've been working together for a few years now. And he made me incredibly proud by having a wonderful showing at the IPF Worlds in Minsk, Belarus, and winning the junior men's 120 kilo division with a perfect performance. He had a perfect day. And I woke up at 4 a.m. on last Tuesday to watch him bring home the gold. So I'm very proud of Mark. But he's an example of someone who I have trained twice a day. A couple times a week. To at the moment, grip, I finish my line. You're talking about that. The bar at my commercial gym is so thick, can't even hook grip on it. Means not like an axle, but it's normal commercial gyms. Barbell, will I ever change weight classes? I'm moving up weights right now, going from last October. I weighed in at the 93 class for nationals, and then the goal was to move up to the 105s. I'm about halfway, a little over halfway there. It's taking a while. Arm Bison, thanks. Sounds like a good idea because I'm afraid I'm going to lose way too much strength for in the long term. Yeah. Dr. Mike Israetel from the Renaissance Periodization Systems is the one who I think gave me that idea, and I like it. I like it a lot. J. Cream, how healthy do I think that competitive powerlifting is? Depends. Depends on the person. Depends on the mental state. Depends on the way that they train and how their body responds to it. I think any physical pursuit can become unhealthy if your approach is off. I think that it's not balanced. Okay, how about this? For general competitors, I think competitive powerlifting is a great outlet for strength, and it's something that you can enjoy for a long time in your life. I think that anything taken to a high elite level tends to be slightly less healthy because it's an imbalanced pursuit, because it doesn't allow you to focus on other things, and you're having to pull energy and attention and kind of resources from other areas of your life to put more into this one thing if you're getting to like the top 1%, right? And but that's I think any performance field at the absolute highest level becomes intrinsically and inherently kind of unhealthy in terms of how you might look at things. So, I mean, I think it's healthier than some other pursuits, but I wouldn't pretend that being, if, you know, competitive powerlifter. And I will also say that doing it as a unenhanced athlete is probably a healthier option, because of the abuse that happens when you kind of cross over. People that are taking grams of gear to increase their powerlifting total are not maybe thinking as, they're not putting as much attention into like their health of longevity in terms of those particular decisions. So J Cream, Iron Bison, 50-pound cut. Oh, we're talking about that. Barbell, out of curiosity, what body fat percentage do you think you're around? No idea, my friend. Higher than 10, under less than 20. Jermaine, how much weight do you think is good to lose per week and keep my most strength? I've been cutting for around 7 weeks, lost 7 kgs. Coming from 98.5 to 92.5. 7 kilo a week's probably pretty aggressive. I think when my most successful weight cut took about 6 months, and I went from probably around the weight that I'm at now down to I'm wrapping my wrist without having the bar loaded. We know this, boys. We know this is a bad Benjamin thing that I do. I'm centering myself. Yeah, when I think I took about 6 months and went from about 100 kilos down to slightly under 93, lost about a half pound a week, or a quarter kilo, I guess, a quarter kilo per week, and I didn't see any diminished strength at the time. Though I wasn't coming from my absolute strongest. I was cutting from a place where I was a little bit under my best in terms of strength levels, so that may not be the best. I was able to maintain and actually bring some of my strength up that had kind of fallen off at that time. See, Jason, I'm reading Dr. Mike, Chad Wilson Smith, Dr. James Hoffman's book, Scientific Principles of Strength Training. That's why I was asking for reading tips. It's me taking notes every paragraph or so. That's a good a note-taking tip. Something is in your first read-through, try to, instead of writing down the notes and pulling yourself out of the material, try to get to the end of the page or the end of the chapter and then take notes on that. And that will help you retain that knowledge, right? Because then you're not just copying things. Get to the end of the full thought and then try to reconstruct that thought, and it will help you retain the things that are in there. And then maybe on your second read through, you can go through for details that maybe you missed in your ability to analyze it. Give yourself time. Iron Bison, did Garrett Blevins ever get a chance to lift with you, like training, I mean? Garrett and I haven't gotten a session yet, but next time I think that Brandon comes up to Seattle, Garrett was talking about the idea of coming up too, and we'll try to time that out so the three of us can get some sessions in Seattle or something. That'd be a fun time. But we've hung out a few times, but we've never gotten to actually train together. He'd probably want to bench press, and I'd probably want to deadlift. Libertatum, I have a sort of complex question. In your opinion, should non-optimal technique continue to be used by a lifter if they're still improving tremendously without it, or should they switch ASAP? As in, their technique is good now, they're improving well, but no changing it would be better. Just wondering, because it seems like the best lifters never started with their optimal technique, and practicing with non-optimal technique really helps them in the long run. My opinion on that is that it's much easier to change technique when it's not as enforced. So if you have bad habits, it's quicker to forget them if they're not as ingrained. But if you do something incorrectly for a longer time, even if you're seeing progress initially, I think that foundationally making those adjustments might be a good decision. You having oh, good night, Anthony. Thanks for stopping by, man. But that's my that's my opinion on technique or progression. I think that if you get to a place, because you're always going to be trying to fix you're always going to be trying to improve your technique. It's never perfect. You're chasing an ideal that's unreachable, but it's okay to do that. But when you get to the point where it's when you see significant breakdowns, or you're seeing there be issues in it that could be fixed, I would focus on those first, because if you progress to a certain point, you're going to have to take weight off the bar to make the changes later, which is going to have an emotional effect. It's going to affect the way that you think about the lifting, and it's going to be more difficult to forget the bad habits. You might have to take time away from lifting or from that lift itself to let yourself forget. And so I think in general, you waste less time if you focus on doing the right thing from the beginning, even if it's a less comfortable position. Even if it takes more work initially, it has a higher potential ceiling later on and pays higher dividends in that way. Mehar, Ben, did I arrive too early this time? I guess it's not 2 in the morning or anything right now. So what are you doing here? No, it's I think you're about just on time. I think we're gonna go up one more bench jump and see how it goes. That 375 moved way better than it did on Saturday, which is kind of confirming my hypothesis that the dehydration started before I felt it. Also, I'm glad that we ended up doing the squat before doing this, because if I would have just come in and done this bench without having squatted first, then I'd be like, well, yeah, of course you can bench more if you don't have to squat first. But we did a squat first. See, Jason, thanks. I'll definitely try your advice. I'm kind of impatient going through 371 pages. If something is worth it to you, if that information is truly valuable to you, then you'll be able to find the patience. I totally understand, my friend. I've been working my way through improving my meditation practices. So, Iron Bison, yeah, Garrett's bench for his body weight makes him a candidate for Xavier's School of Mutants. He has been. I think that was the one lift he was able to continue training when he had an injury and took some time off. Man, these mosquitoes are just. I even left the bee alone, but these guys are triggering me. Triggering, fam. We're gonna do this last press here. Maybe last press, assuming it's the last press. If I die, you guys call for help, okay? Better. I mean, it was not the easiest press in the world, but even that was better. I probably rushed the commands. That's probably it. I probably rushed the commands in my head. That was a shorter pause, shorter start command, didn't have to wait for a rack, all that stuff, but still. That still felt a million times better than any of my presses did on Saturday. J. Cream, what state do I reside in? Washington State. It's definitely not Texas, for any reason. Mehar, I'm serious, man. What you need are a couple jars of pickle juice, Gatorade, and Monsters. You'll be very sufficiently hydrated. The problem, Mehar, was that the dehydration, like, it wasn't that I was dehydrated and couldn't have fixed it. The problem was I didn't realize that I was dehydrated. I didn't realize it until after, because I was drinking my normal amount of water, but we had this heat wave that hit that I had not at all gotten myself used to. I mean, we're talking, 15 or 20 degrees hotter than anything that I've been training in. And it all hit it in that one day. And so I was just sweating the whole time. And I was drinking my normal amount of water when I probably should have had an extra 2 liters of water in me. And so by the time I got to the end of it, I was like, oh, apparently I'm super dehydrated. So I think next time the big thing is that I just need to make sure that I'm getting more. I'm getting more than I feel like I need. But yes, that advice, I'm not bashing that advice. I had the means to stay hydrated, and I just didn't realize how far behind I had gotten. So, lessons learned. I came away from this meet much wiser, which is all you can ever hope for. Libertatum. I always mess everything up. Awesome answer. You describe so many people I know, except they're too far off in the world of muscular imbalances. They won't rework it. I'm fixing some of my stuff right now, and the reason I have that opinion is because of how frustrating it is to constantly have to come back and try and rework things. But I think it's necessary for growth. You can only get so strong. You can only put so much strong on your frame. Gravy McBiscuit thinks I look like a tank. Well, thanks. He's 5'3", 3'4". I am. I think that our general consensus is 5'10"-ish. 5'9". Very nice bench. Well, thank you guys. That's the bench that I was planning on hitting on Saturday. So that would have that right there would have PR'd the total. That would have been a 5 kilo PR. But I'm almost tempted to put some more weight on the bar now. Just for put on another 5 pounds or something. And almost hit a near lifetime PR. Darrington, too many to choose from. You always forget to eat at meets. Oh no, did I miss? Oh, Darrington's saying Texas is the best barbecue in Texas. I wouldn't know. You guys know. Yeah, Mayhar up in Vancouver. It's got hot. I don't know why. So okay, full excuses here. Ready? And I'm coping with the meet. I accept the result as the way it happened. But for some reason, when I went to bed a half hour early, I normally go to bed at 12:30 and wake up at 8:30. I went to bed at midnight. I woke up at 4 a.m. and could not go back to sleep. And so I tried not to let that affect me mentally during the competition. I was like, I'm not going to put this in my head. I'm going to just perform. One day shouldn't throw everything off. And then the 2-hour drive to the gym, I got stuck in traffic for an extra hour and a half because they shut down 3 lanes of I-5. And I was just stuck in traffic, stop and go traffic for, an extra 90 minutes about, which was not fun. Got there and then was just really hot. The meet itself was great in terms of I'm glad that they were running it quickly, or as quickly as they were able to. But the flight was also going pretty quick because it was running so efficiently. And so my attempts were pretty close together. And I think that's why I felt so good at the very start. And as it went, the bench didn't feel very strong in general, even with taking weight off the bar that we were planning on being able to put up there. And then for the deadlifts, my opener felt really good. My second felt awesome. Second felt even better than the opener. And then the third was only a 10-ish, a 10 kilo jump, which for the dead we were planning on having me be able to pull 772 or 350. And I had nothing. I had zero strength left. I just totally gassed. And then afterwards, when I tried to pee and couldn't, it was like, oh, I'm dehydrated. And all those other things may have had more of effect than I was trying to convince myself they wouldn't have an effect, but they do. So sometimes that's what's up. look like an 8.5. I don't have any thoughts on Eric Bugenhagen. I don't know how to say his name. I've never watched his stuff, so I don't have any. I don't have any feedback, I guess. Bad Ben, you look good for 5'10" more, to be honest. For this Mayhar? Okay, we might do something. Look more like an 8.2718. Yeah. Well, we're taking longer breaks, right? Like, this is obviously, I'm not going to pretend like these are meet conditions. I just want to make sure that I have an idea. Mayhar, redemption isn't far away. I don't feel, I'm not, maybe I sound salty. I'm coming across as saltier than I am. I'm not super bummed about the meet. I'm just, because for the stuff that was happening there, I'm actually really proud that I was able to go 8 for 9. As much as I would have liked to have gotten that last lift, I think, honestly, on the day, with the information that I had available, I couldn't have done more based off of that. But hindsight's 20/20, right? If I knew, and Izzy said this on the video, and I agree with him, he said, knowing what we know now, if we could do that exact same day again, probably another 17.5 kilos on the bar. So... oh my goodness. I don't sound salty. Well, I feel like I sound salty. Is that that's a weird place to be. Mayhar, you did EQ Worlds in 2 hours. Oh, Equipped Worlds in 2 hours. It was rough. No timing F's with people. Yeah, my warm-ups, I'm fine. I can warm up quickly, but I think a lot of people, because I was in the smallest flight, there were only like 9 of us, and there was one who was a bench only and one who was like a push-pull guy, and I think most of the other lifters were missing their 3rd attempts. I just specifically remember hitting my 2nd attempt and then going and like trying to reset my mind and like, all right, here we go, and then I very specifically and clearly remember like Ben Rice 4 out, and I was like, whoa, what? You mean what, son? Because it seemed so rapid with the turnover, but I was very confident that I was honestly shocked when 766 didn't fly. Like, I was like, this you know, should have called 772. Like, at first I was questioning Izzy's call in my mind, like maybe he saw something I didn't, but 772 should be there. And then I like tried to pick it up. I was like, oh no, not even a little baby bit. So that's what happens. Oh no, what are we? I missed something. Seagason. Oh, okay, you're talking about that guy who I don't actually know who it is. Grave Miss, but you love Izzy. Super glad he's back to uploading. I'm a fan as well. Izzy from Powerlifting Win is back. Yeah, check out his. He handled me at the meet, and I'm moving up to around that area. Actually, Mayhar, I'm wrapping my wrist because I was doing exactly in my mind what you suggested. You said 5s or just 5? Just 5. Semi-YOLO. Semi-YOLO. Because I do agree, 5 is safe, 10 will be semi-Yoko. Oh, add 10 pounds. I got you. I got you, bro. Let's do it. F it. F it, Cotton. Darn the torpedoes. Probably going to rush the crap out of this pause, though. Hopefully you guys don't have to witness a belly roll, but my body's ready for that. Take off the safeties. If you die, you die. These safeties are not... I never reset these safeties from where they were when we took off the 4x6s. So if I get stuck down there, it's going to be a real awkward kind of way to finagle out. So I don't know how this is going to go, but we're just going to do it because why not? You're going to switch because he said that? No. I trust Mayhar. Mayhar's got the eye. If I miss, it's my fault, not Mayhar's, because I wouldn't take a lift I didn't think that I could actually press. So let's just do the darn thing, boys. Give me your strength, energy, this way, come on. Touched too low. Touched too low, boys. Oh, the heartbreak. The heartbreak. Oh, and I'm watching you guys all wish me good luck, and I know it didn't happen. And I'm watching it not happen in my brain. Here I go. The lift off. The touch below the sternum. All right. Well, we still got 385. It's all good, guys. Oh, no, we're fine. We're fine. I'm more giggly. Can't win them all. Yeah. No, if I would have touched 375 where I just touched that, that wouldn't go anywhere. Oh, it was so... The most painful thing is watching all of you wish me luck when I knew that I had already missed it. Oh, man. You lied. You would have died without safety. No, it's all good. Oh, man. No, it's okay, Libertatum. Like I said, the goal for this was I wanted 385. Because that's the number I thought that I could hit. I tried to belly bench without a shirt. You can't belly bench without a bench shirt. Oopsie doodle. It's like he doesn't exist. Ben's ghost came back. Yep, it happens. How much was on the bar? That was 395. That would have actually been a lifetime PR. And I did a goofy touch on it too. So if anything, I'm just making it easier to unload the bar. That's all. That's all. Yeah, I honestly think there was a part of that where eat my way to a 400-pound bench. Well, yeah, I think that when I lifted it up and I was like, I don't know where this is gonna go. And so why do I touch low anyway? I normally touch here, and I'm gonna give you my mentality when I lifted that up. If I miss this, I don't want to miss it back because I don't think the safeties will save me. If I miss it, I want to miss it that way. And so I think that it had me press lower because I already was like, oh, I'm going to, if I miss this, I want to actually not die. So I maybe set myself up for a little bit of failure there. But again, I'm real happy with the 385, which was 10 pounds more than we pressed on Saturday. So yeah, not trying to chop my head off. As much as I love you guys, I don't want to have you have to watch that. When I die from lifting weights, it's gonna be it's going to be something that you guys won't have to witness, hopefully. Garrett Blevins is dreaming of warming up with 405 benches tonight. I hope Garrett's taking some naps and getting some food in him so he can recover from that nasty flu. Mayhar was all your fault, man. No, it wasn't Mayhar's fault. I don't think the call was as far off as I just made it look. But yeah. I'm lying in bed and all I see is lopsided to death. I mean, that's what all my benching usually looks like, right? Let's not kid ourselves, friends. That's probably only the second bench press I've missed in the last 2 years. It was definitely the least confident, like the biggest weight that I put on where I had any kind of shadow of the doubt in my mind that I'd be able to press it. So you got to commit, guys. When you hesitate, you squish yourself on live streams, and then everyone laughs at you, and then you feel bad, but not too bad. The right amount of bad to make better decisions in the future. That was noisier than planned. Robert, that was the 395 lifetime PR attempt, inspired by Mr. Mayhar himself. 385 went well. 395 did not well. Dorothy, how do I become as strong as you, senpai? Apparently the answer is to try and kill yourself with bench press. I think that's the answer. Gerbra, let me call my own attempts if you ever coach me, Mayhar. It wasn't Mayhar's fault, boys. It was not Mayhar's fault. That was my own doing. What gave you a spook? Do a CrossFit pull-up to redeem? Never. Never, Hansung. Never. I would do a muscle up in here, but the floor's too high. The ceiling is too low. Knee sleeves necessary for joint health, or do they harm you in the long run? I don't think they're harming. If you're they're an equipment improvement to help you lift more weight. That was the loud bar drop. Got it. I don't hate you. I don't blame you, Mayhar. That was totally my bad. And like I said, even if I didn't give myself a fighting chance to even press it because I hesitated in terms of when I pressed. I touched too low, and I was thinking way too much about how am I going to dump this if I don't get it, and so I didn't have a real fighting chance. I didn't give myself the best opportunity to press that weight. So, which is one of the mental things that you have to weigh for yourself if you're doing solo training with a heavy bench press that's more than you've pressed before. Can I do a max barbell hack squat instead? Now you're giving bad ideas. You had to watch that on repeat, the 395? Well, I'm glad that you're hopefully appreciating it. Mind before body. Mind is body, Dorothy. Mind is the body. If I was in a that was a hesitation thing, and I don't know if I could have pressed it. I'm not pretending like, oh, I could have got it but I didn't give myself, I didn't put myself in position to have been able to finish that lift even if it was there. Been meaning to ask me, is my low bar lower than the typical standard low bar squat? That's a good question. I don't think so. I mean, you can only go so low before the torso angle makes you break at the hips. Lower than the rear delts. My squat scar is right here. So I guess rear delt is right, ends right here, and I can feel right here where there's no skin, or where the skin used to be before I got my squat scars. So no. J Cream, you ever think about moving up a weight class? Well, we are going. I weighed 222 or 101 kilos at this meet, on my way up to the 105 class from the 93s. Mehar, there was a Japanese dude with it on his triceps. He's probably not the tallest, man. Dorothy, should I get wrestling shoes or Converse for deadlifts? Personal preference. I've lifted in both. I lift in these now. Sabo deadlifts. Got the idea back in the day when Izzy was talking about them. I like the strap, the metatarsal strap. And these are different deadlift socks than I've worn before. Japanese 74 kg lifter. I didn't see. I'm a terrible powerlifting fan. I didn't watch a lot of the lower stuff. Where'd the other sock go? It's right here. I knew that. Really appears like a new form of squatting. It sounds pretty new. Haha. That's you. He squatted the world record? That's pretty crazy. Deadlift Thor's hammer for warm-ups? We're going to see. Because this happened on that third attempt. I mean, it didn't prevent me from pulling my third attempt, but... Do I think that I'll reach a 400 bench if all goes well in the next 5+ years? Yes. Yes. I'm not as far away as my numbers make it seem. I'm within 5 years. If I haven't benched 400 pounds in the next 5 years, I'll have to figure something else out. I was still going to keep trying. Like, that wouldn't stop me from powerlifting, but it would be a real... I would be surprised in the sad way if I'm still stuck with that. I think we'll figure it out this year. I think this is the year. If I had to be honest, in terms of learning things and bringing things along and my body weight coming up and getting my shoulder figured out, I think this will be the year that we get the 400 in the books. So we'll see. And saying, why are there so many mosquitoes? Because I didn't close the garage door early enough. I left it open too long with the lights on. Although it hasn't been mosquitoes up until, like, tonight's the first live stream I remember where we had, like, legit mosquitoes. It's been other bugs, but this is the first time. Libertatum, 5+ years. You mean if all goes well in the next 6 to 8 weeks? I don't think that I'll be attempting it in the next 6 to 8 weeks. I think that we might, if everything goes well, maybe, you know, looking to do something like that at Nationals. Just need to figure some stuff up. Barbell, your thoughts on Juggernaut Training System's idea that the knee should not shift back at all out of the hole during squat? I mean, just from a biomechanical perspective, you probably don't want that. You wouldn't coach that if someone's knees weren't shifting back. You probably wouldn't say, "Hey, try pushing your knees back out of the hole," right? Like, that's not a coaching cue I could imagine someone giving. Izzy and I were talking about some hook grip stuff, because I know that I hook the bar with my thumb. This is unrelated to that, obviously, but I hook the bar with my thumb and then wrap around, and it puts it higher in my hand, but it causes that tear. And we were talking about how Bryce from Calgary Barbell, when he started doing it, he lays the thumb across and then closes the hand. And I kind of want to try that. Okay. Well, I don't know if I really want to try it tonight. I might just tape my hands. Oh, another boo-boo that we made going into this week, something I learned from, is I don't know why I brought the garbage tape. And I taped my thumbs for my warm-ups with the garbage tape. That's all I have to say about that. It sucked. I had to take the... That's not all I have to say. I have more to say about that. I had to take my my tape off before my first attempt. I was in the hole trying to retape my thumbs. Not fun. But opener still was fine. Took the tape off completely for my second attempt, and felt better, because the only issue I think I had on the first attempt is there was a little bit of slippage of the bar. Ugh. We'll see how these hips feel. See how these hips feel, if they be lying or not. I'm saying poor tape. That tape brought it on itself. Gravy McBiscuit, do you guys ever go full Schrodinger just before checking your bank statement, or is it just me? Like, I'm both broke and slightly less broke until I check it. I kind of live in that perpetual state, my friend. Update, I'm broke. Feels. And before copyright strikes, or I can make your hands clap. $11:30 and still no Lenny and no aliens tonight, I guess. Go away for a week. Okay. Let me tie the shoe. I'm sure this is the best angle to stream from. Mehar, I'm on the gram, brother. The description has the link. Ben.rice.10, and only after, like, that was just auto given to me. Like, I didn't pick that. I think I was literally just the 10th Ben Rice to make an Instagram, and so everyone's like, oh, because Ben 10, right? And I'm like, oh no, it just gave me that name. Ta-da. Lenny passed out while watching Interstellar. Too emotional. I was talking to Jess this weekend. I told her, I said, yeah, all the guys from the stream want us to watch Interstellar. She goes, they want me to watch Interstellar with you? I said, well, they want me to watch it, and I told them that I don't watch movies really unless I'm with you. And then I said, but I kind of don't want to, because then I'll have to be like, hey, Lenny, I watched your show. And, like, it's more fun to be like, I never watched it. I still haven't watched it. We watched other things, and I didn't watch it yet. So... Hansung, good thing you showed up, Robert. Yes, it's always good to see you, brother. Hansung, deadlifting with higher hips is fine as long as back is neutral right. Sometimes I'd say it's preferred. You can change it. Well, I believe you, Mayhar, but now everyone just knows it as Ben.Rice.10. Or the people who know it as. I don't know. I fail at social media. I get it. I would rather be the guy that's underhyped than overhyped, though, right? Ever had issues with biotin deficiency from drinking too many egg whites? Not officially, but if that's a thing, I'm probably going to die soon. So, rip me. Got me all worried now. Friend? Are you guys going to be able to see this? Let's move you back a bit. Oh, nice little... That's such a weird feeling to have the... We'll just tape them. We're not going to try something new today if things get silly. Another garbage roll. Hate those things. There we go. This is the good stuff. Good-ish. I think I lost my scissors, though. Got a different pair. If Will ever sees this, Will, don't judge me because I'm still using scissors. Will is a former roommate who was also a athletic trainer. You know, the guys who go and tape everybody's ankles and stuff for like real athletes. Yuck. Craigasm. Look good for about 350 kg today. You know what? Actually, Mayhar, that was kind of something in the back of my head. That was what we were supposed to pull on the day. RPE, do you even lift? Gross. Yeah, Ben, what are you working out so late anyways? Because that's just the time that I got done with all my other stuff. Is OBS doing it again? What? I didn't even see it. It snuck. Sneaky. Eddie Hall deadlift party coming soon? I don't know. Don't know what that even means. Actually, Libertatum, we've had some pretty late deadlift parties happen before. I think we had one night where I helped the high school state boys, the Washington State high school powerlifting guys, in the morning, and we didn't start that deadlift workout that night until like midnight. Went till like 4 a.m. That was before we tried fixing the sleep schedule. So it's a spectrum. I feel when Ben hits his all-time best of the session after meet opposed the day of the meet feels bad. No, that's the whole point. That's the whole point of this, is that the meet, I feel like, had so many circumstances that were kind of weird. Like, and I accept that, right? I accept that that's what happened. I'm not going to pretend like it wasn't, or like I could have done differently on the day. But knowing what I know now, I feel like the numbers the attempts we took were the right attempts based on the information we had. But could have, if I would have known the stuff that I know now and was aware of some of those circumstances, I might have made different decisions, and I'm confident that they would have worked. Plus, I don't have any formal programming this week, so using the opportunity. Working out late this early for Ben. I went to bed one time at 7 a.m. Eastern time. Yep, I mess everybody up. That's true. I've had some pretty late workouts because I am naturally pretty nocturnal. J Cream, never mind about the biotin. Only applies to excessive raw egg whites consumption, not liquid pasteurized ones. All right, then we're good. Then if I die, it'll probably be because more ill-advised bench press attempts. I think I wrote somewhere in the description the whole point was just not to miss a lift. I'm going to edit that out to something more along the lines of like the whole goal of tonight is to even if I miss a lift, be able to blame it on Mayhar. Mayhar, am I peaked? My interest is always peaked. No, we took the meet on pretty short notice, to be completely honest, and so I think that we're not. I wasn't as. No, I was peaked enough for this meet. I think I can peak pretty quickly. Within a month, we knew about the meet at least a month out, so I think that yeah. I'm not what? Come on. I'm not saying nothing about Mayhar. No, I was thinking of going to that same weight. I just was encouraged. Stay peaked, always peaked. Yeah, Mayhar. The answer is always yes. I wonder how many people think that my 800-pound deadlift was done with straps because of the way that I tape and lock the tape at my wrist. I wonder. Gravy. I'm not reading that, Gravy. Mayhar's peaked right now, man. Dante's peak. All the peaks. I'm about to peak them peaks. This tape isn't even very good. And this isn't even the Garbo tape that's over there on the ground, never to be loved again. Mayhar's got 101% for a triple in about 15 hours. Like a raw 101% done in the suit, or did you just increase that? What? That is about a 450 kg bench, you know. Don't do it, Robert. You're gonna Photoshop a pic of me, of my 800 with straps, spread like wildfire. Some men just wanna watch the world burn. Dorothy, use duct tape. You're tougher than I am. Actually, I don't think that would be all that great, because wouldn't the outside be slick? Oh my gosh, these scissors are worse than my other ones. What are this? What if I... Oh, avert your eyes, Will. Don't watch this. Raw. My best raw high bar belted single for a couple more pounds for a trip. Okay. I didn't know people kept track of some of those weird weights, but I'm just messing with you. Ben, tell him to add 10 pounds instead of 5. I give him a taste of his own medicine. Oh, goodness. Dorothy, I didn't say it was effective. That's fair. That's fair. You didn't. Gross. Not you. You're all lovely people. Gravy McBiscuit uses Vaseline for chalk. It way easier on the skin. Truth. Gotta moisturize. Moisturize in between. Keep from tearing your calluses. In the news, powerlifter Benrice got cheating on an 800-pound deadlift with straps. No, I got cheating on an 800-pound deadlift because I used a deadlift bar. That was the cheatsy doodles, but it was not strapped. Mayhar with the truth. In the SPF, the new strap division and the slingshot bench division. I'm not mad. I'm not even mad at it. That's. I was waiting for it to happen. Like, people made jokes like, "Oh, this raw lifting, they keep getting all the new knee sleeves and all this other stuff. Eventually, they're just gonna bench with a slingshot." And now people are actually doing it. don't know. I don't know if today we should go for a single or do something silly like a 7, maybe like a beltless single. Maybe like a beltless, or like a 700-pound AMRAP or something silly. Can't wait for the Slanger division with Straps division. I'm excited to see what that turns into. Like, I want to see who goes to those meets and who lifts at those and who posts their videos excitedly showing social media. Robert wants to see the cardio. Goodness gracious. Load the bar to 350 kilo daddies. We'll see. We'll see how things are feeling. I will say that after the Arnold, I had, because I didn't get back in time, I did wait longer before coming in and doing that 800-pound deadlift. So I don't know if this is going to be a good idea or not, if I should have taken an extra day. But I wanted to lift yesterday. Like, I forced myself to not lift yesterday. Kappa Kappa. Gerbera, I've ever tested my vertical jump in a high school. 42 inch, but I think we goofed up on the measurement, so probably only about that. Yeah, in high school I got a 42 inch vert. I don't think I could do it again. Yeah, I don't think we Gerbera, I don't think we measured it right. I think that we did a 2-hand instead of the 1-hand, which gives you significant advantage. So I don't think that that's. Mehar, did Hanny give me a TSA YOLO week? The boys don't usually give me any programming until for the week after meets. And I did message them that I was planning on hitting some bench and deadlift singles to just kind of gauge, since I didn't get a whole lot of feedback from the meet in terms of like where those numbers are actually at because of those other circumstances. I feel like Ben has a strong sidekick. Yeah, Robert knows. Leeson R, all up in here. I actually did karate when I was a kid. I was not too bad. I was not too horrible with the power kicks. Knees being a little noisy. I'm not liking that. I don't know if tonight's the night, boys. Feeling pretty off right now. Incoming RPE 10. A little too close to home, fam. A little too close to home. I mean, we'll still go over 700 pounds today, but I don't know how much more. Everyone Ben does a side kick, the whole earth moves in the opposite direction, he stands still. I don't know who told you that, but that's supposed to be a secret. Gravy McBiscuit, if only. If you could only conventional deadlift for volume or only wear stringer hoodies for the rest of your life, which would you do? Oh gosh. Give me death. Wait, so if he kicks to the left, the earth moves to the right? I'm not going to explain the physics of it. It just happens, man. McGregor or Mayweather? Well, they're boxing, so Floyd has a distinct advantage. If they were doing a UFC fight, McGregor would destroy him. Mayhar, I don't care. I don't know, man. I'm not a physics major, but yeah, it sounds right. What are you gonna do? Call the workout short? There's no workout. This isn't a workout. This is just me just doing whatever I feel like doing. Dorothy, you like the underdogs? So notorious. He's probably gonna lose though. Yeah, I don't know enough about boxing to give a fair assessment. Like I've watched UFC. I think I have a better understanding of that, kind of the meta of UFC, and like seeing different fighters match up in their styles and stuff. But when it comes to like boxing, I don't. Floyd's gonna try to avoid him and hug him and win on points. I don't think Mayweather's going to knock him out. See, Jason, we haven't done anything over 400 yet, so who knows? This is just some random weights. This is just some random weights so far. Meh. What I really want to do is I really want to like get back to normal training. That's what I'd like to do. But I know that the guys are super busy after coming back from Belarus, and I haven't really given them enough feedback yet. I think either tonight, probably tomorrow, I'm going to film a little video for like a video check-in for them and kind of give them my thoughts on some changes maybe for the programming and things that I want to do differently and things that I think I can improve myself regardless of programming too. Instead of Mayweather versus McGregor, we should fund a fight between Bryce Lewis and 1,000 Hungry Chickens. That's a fight I want to see. Bryce would totes win. He'd catch them all and use his expert culinary skills to cook delicious meals. I got a wee case of the sleepies. I don't know what to do, boys. I don't know what to do. Libertatum, thoughts on vegan gains? I think that his approach to spreading his message is incredibly ineffective to actually changing people's minds. If you think that you have the right answer, especially if it's something that you're passionate enough and believe that more people should hold your opinion and take it seriously, then you should approach them in a respectful enough way that you have a chance of them listening. That's my idea. Whether I just think his approach is ineffective if he wants to change people's minds, because otherwise they're just going to get defensive and not be open to changing. My kill count is rising right now. It's 2 a.m. already, Dorothy. It's actually getting pretty close to my new bedtime. That's probably why I'm tired, boys. I'm tired. I'm tired because I've been going to bed like a good Benjamin. You're done. We'll do something. Get up, get moving, Ben. That's what to do. Nothing else to do. Someone link me a good and cheap food scale on Amazon, please. You could just go to any, like a Walmart or a Fred Meyer or something and pick one up. Basically, you purposely provoking people, maybe? Is that autocorrect? My phone does that a lot all the time. I think his main goal, whether he believes this or not, or if it's just subconscious, he wants attention. And because that's what he's doing. He's garnering attention. He's not bringing people over to his cause that don't already agree with him. So I think that's the biggest difference. If your goal is to change someone's mind, if you believe that you hold the truth, you have a better understanding of the world, and you want to change someone's perspective if they have the opposite opinion, then I think that the approach you need to take is one that has a chance of succeeding. And just calling someone an idiot and telling them they should die isn't it's not an effective strategy. So he either doesn't understand that, or he doesn't actually care about changing people's opinions. He just wants the attention that comes with being a provocative figure. So, Alex, what do I think of Garrett's performance at Worlds? I commend my friend Garrett on being able to put up the performance he did in spite of the flu that he got. So yeah. Do I count calories and macros? I haven't been as consistent, but after the meet, I started getting. I've been consistent since Saturday again. I tend to not eat too many exciting or different things, so it's not usually a big issue with the gaining of weight. But that's another area. That's one of the things that I take away from this is I could improve, because I don't feel like I'm necessarily being hindered by like bad nutritional habits as much, but I definitely can benefit more from improving my nutritional habits. You're gonna miss Walmart at 12 a.m. I'm crazy, but not insane. Or are you gonna order it? I mean, you'd still have a chance to go and get the food scale like before they would have it shipped to you. There, go light. Or go lift. Am I supposed to go light or am I supposed to go lift? Mehar, what do I do? Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. So 10 pounds instead of 5. Who knows? I can never, I don't know. I don't know how things really feel. Get to get my cushion back. Don't logic me. Lewis, hello. How long do I expect it to take to fill out the 105s of body fat percentage I'm happy with? A couple years, probably. I'll probably get there chunky this year and then try to not be as chunky next year. Lift. Yeah. MyFitnessPal is what I use to count my calories. I didn't know Bryce Lewis could bench that much. Bryce can bench more than that. Bryce's best gym lifts. He's squatted 7 in the gym, pulled 8 with straps. I'm just kidding, Bryce. I love you. And has benched 5. He's benched 5 in the gym before. You got $15 in Prime. I mean, you could still get to Walmart and get the scale before, even with Prime. That's next day or 2 days, right? What Prime audit free $2 or free 2-day shipping? It's not. Bryce Lewis Max is my warm-up on any lift. Probably not. Gravy. But what if I see a really fat person in tight clothing while I'm at Walmart? I might mean I will add 5 pounds too many to my max bench attempt. Just wear a deadlift suit today. I am not playing the game of getting that thing on. Alex, if I was forced to do a pure percent program or an RPE, what do you do? Do I have a coach? If I have a coach, percent, 100%. If I don't have a coach, then I'd go RPE. Michael, how do I deadlift in tracksuit pants? With practice. Are these tracksuit pants? They're just sweatpants. I mean, they're a nice material. Too late for 3 a.m.? It's only midnight. It's only midnight. I got another half hour. Come with your hands clap. Still in my head. Can't get it out. Can't get that out of my head. I don't know what I'm doing. I think what we might do is we might nip this one in the bud for tonight. And come back and do something fun with the deadlift later this week. Michael, your hands will get caught on those pants and make it not as smooth as leggings. I haven't had any real issues compared to anything, to wearing a singlet or anything. It doesn't feel a whole lot different. When I initially started wearing sweatpants, it was intentionally to add friction to make the lift harder, and to protect my shins. But Mayhar, yeah, 500 didn't look as fast as I'd won for 700 plus. I guarantee you I could pull 700 any day, but I don't see the point in just pulling that tonight, kind of a thing. So I don't see the point of trying more. I can walk away happy that the bench was 10 pounds more than we got on Saturday, and just know that the deadlift is just gonna, if I want to pull something big at nationals, I'll probably have to pull something even bigger in here and work on my conditioning. Kurt, what time have you been going to bed? 12:30's been the goal. Last couple of nights I've been close-ish. It kind of sucked having Worlds. I mean, it sounds super selfish to say this. Worlds in the same week as my meet kind of threw off my sleep schedule, mostly because Mark, I wanted to watch him compete because, he's one of my lifters, and he competed at 4 a.m. my time on Tuesday, which then it's not, I mean, like, my sleep schedule, was a little affected, and then I got it back on track, and then something happened on Saturday. But I couldn't, I guess the biggest thing is I wanted to watch more of the lifting, and I couldn't because I needed to keep my sleep schedule as close to on point as possible, and it didn't even end up working. So, Gravy Biscuit, what are you doing, RPE or percent under TSA? A mix of both. I always want them to pick my weights for me, because I'm not good at gauging RPE, and I think most people aren't either, to be completely honest. I think, yeah. I mean, we could go into my opinion on it, but I think for the most part, a lot of people are much less accurate with their RPE judgments than they realize. If I had my own garage gym, I'd be naked all the time. I've done one squat in my underpants just to do it, but it'd be a lot different feel to the live stream if I was naked all the time. Take them off, put some baby powder on for the boys. I don't ever use baby powder. I don't like it. I'm worried that it would get on my hands and mess with my grip, so I never ever use baby powder in meets. Liquid chalk stolen twice in my gym. What should I do? Oh man. Don't get stolen. I don't have an answer. Iron Bison, my parents ever come to my meets? When they can. They try to. My parents are really supportive. It's funny because I usually tell them not to worry about it, but they like to come and support me. They didn't come to this one. They were down in Indiana with my little sister. But Jess came. So Jess, my girlfriend, came and helped me out all day with Izzy. So. Mayhar, you'll contact Gaston, tell him to move Raw Worlds to a different week. Don't want to interrupt Ben's local meet. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. Most people would say that it's thinking too much, but you know, just got to figure that out. It's not like it was a real meet anyway. As in Minsk. Ugh. What's that? Something you do? You mince meat. That's what you do. You don't go there. Blech. Iron Bison put super glue disguised as liquid chalk, and whoever is stealing it will learn their lesson. Kurt, glad to hear you finally were able to get your sleep schedule adjusted. Close to it. Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna do something silly with the deads tonight. I can walk away happy with that bench. And maybe I'll do some like pull-ups and dips before shutting everything else down. But I do not see the purpose tonight in still going crazy. Why were people doing local meets while Worlds was still going on? Why not just compete there, lol? Getting there is a little tough. They only take so many people. Someone told me that the total I posted on Saturday would have taken 8th at Worlds. That can't be right. There's no way. There's no way that could be accurate. Because that total was not... Yeah. I don't know. Someone who has access, Mayhar, do you have access to the results of the Worlds? Because I only know what the guys in the top 3 did. For Lenny, maybe some curls. We should just bring the bar down to 135 and do barbell curls. And then Lenny will come back and tell him that we watched Interstellar, and then tell him that we did I curled 135 on stream, and he'll freak out. Why do I come to you for this, Mayhar? Because you're better at IPF than I am. I'm not. I'm just assuming that you know. I'm assuming that you know, and you're the one who got sassy about them changing things over. Bro, 500 double overhand. Sorry, Alex. That's not tonight. Not tonight, man. Who knows? I think maybe a fun little thing for us to do in this next training block will be to work on the grip again, and see if we can't get a new double overhand PR or something on stream. That'd be kind of fun as like a little side goal. So maybe because normally I warm up to 405 double overhand before I put the hook in, right? So maybe for this next block we'll try to like that warm-up set, we'll move that up like 5 pounds every week or something, and then see if we can get up there. Alex, what was it like doing sumo with feet right out to the plates? My feet aren't out to the plates, so I'd say it's probably scary for your toes. Gravy, you have to remember that there's a steep drop-off in strength at World. There's the top guys. Oh, I thought you meant like everyone's performance, because everyone's performance was down, but my performance felt pretty down this week too. So I totaled 807.5, Mayhar. 300, 170, 337.5. 8th place was 792. Oh my. Oh my. Dang. That's interesting. I did not feel like the performance that I did would have... Okay. Well, I guess that makes me feel a little better. Uh-oh, grip machine thing. Yep. Iron Bison, most embarrassing high school memory. I don't know. I to be honest, I had a pretty good high school experience. I would say what most people probably would classify as kind of like the ideal high school experience. I felt I pretty much had. I was, yeah, captain of some sports teams. I got to do a lot of things. I was, my senior year, I had a 4.0. I had a girlfriend that I was really happy with. I was voted homecoming king my senior year, and my best friend Adam the year before, he was homecoming king, so he got to pass that down to me. It was kind of a fun thing. I had a good high school experience. Afterwards, it all went to poop because adulting is hard, but I was pretty happy with stuff. Alex, when am I going to finally bench 4 plates? Hopefully this year's the year, man. 305 was bronze in the squat. Oh, never mind, 305. I can't. No, because... what, Bryce? Bryce got bronze, right? Bryce, and I think Bryce did 317. Not 317. He squatted like 684 or something. Libertarian, two USA lifters in the 105 at World's Bend. You can get second at Nats in the next 2 to 3 years. I mean, I'm not thinking too hard about like placements of kinds of things. I'm just gonna try and keep getting better and try and keep getting stronger, and I'm sure everyone else is too. The 105 class at Nationals this year is going to be intensely competitive and very legit. I'm excited to see all those really, really strong guys and hopefully join them in the primetime flight. But Garrett and Bryce will be back. Jamal. Guy won it a couple years ago. Guy who beat Garrett 2 years ago. Big deadlifter. I'm blanking right now. What's his name? Snap. He's coming back. He didn't compete last year. He was doing strongman nationals. If you guys remember who I'm thinking of. Yeah, I can't remember. Gravy, it's because the whole countries get to bring ex-lifters things. Some top guys don't get to go when they're more deserving than others. I mean, that's international competitions always go like that, right? I think of that with like League of Legends. If you only had the best teams go, then it would just be basically it would just turn into all of Korea. So it was such a jock. I did a lot of stuff, Alex. I did a lot of stuff. Football, wrestling. Football, wrestling, and soccer, and powerlifting, all varsity sports. Yeah, I had a good high school experience, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend that I had some horrible time, and I had to. It was pretty ideal, I'd say. Great mission, libertarian. I feel when you realize those 2 Americans were second and third place, and a lot. Oh, Eli. Eli's the guy who's coming back. He's going to do his. Either way, I'm saying if Ben could be top 2 105 lifter, he could have a shot at going to Worlds. I'm going to do my best to get as good as I can. I'm pretty hindered by my bench. I think that's one of those unfortunate things, but we're gonna try and limit that weakness and improve the strengths. So. Mayhar Jamal, Browners Nuts, crazy pull. Saw him at Toronto Pro Super Show. Yep, crazy pull. If he stays healthy, and I think he's settling down a little bit to work on some position stuff. He was burning pretty bright, pretty fast there for a little bit. So excited to see. We competed at the Arnold together. It was a good time. Gave him a hug after he hit his last pull to beat me. Mike T just benched 500 again on Instagram. Check it out. Awesome. Good job for Mike. He's been dealing with a lot of injuries recently. I have immense respect for Mike Teixeira. Have I met any Australian lifters, Alex? Yeah, potentially? Don't know. No, I saw Jamal's lifts at the Toronto show. I feel bad about his squat. It sucked that he's I know he is not too happy about the judging for the squat, but he'll come back. I'm hoping that we all get, like, it'd be cool to have a bunch of guys deadlift 800 pounds at nationals. I think that'd be cool. I will do my best to try and get as close to that as possible. Kurt, wait, if you qualify for Worlds, an individual may not be allowed to go. Do they select who's going to compete? They're only each country has a certain amount of lifters that they can take. So, like, the junior 93s didn't have any representation this year. I'm not sure what the deal is. I think that you are offered a position. If you win your class, I think that you generally get offered a position. But if you don't, and the person who won defaults and says they don't want to go, there's no guarantee that the next person in line actually gets the invite, because it can go to if their Wilks isn't, they might offer that to someone who got a higher Wilks even if they placed differently. I think that's happened. Not entirely sure though. Great move to sit. Blevins had the best squat and bench at Worlds. His deadlift is holding him back. Feels bad, man. He's constantly working on it, though. It's way better than it used to be. Garrett's been working on that. Bryce is probably the most well-rounded out of all of us. My bench is just a huge liability for a total. Don't wrestle in high school. That's my most embarrassing moment, is when I got my shoulder all torn up in high school. So now my bench has been suffering from that ever since. I'm not critiquing you, Ben. You know your body better than I do. I feel like you have much less aggressive bench arch compared to other small arch long arms. Seems to make your ROM way longer than normal people's. One of the problems, though, Tatum, because I hear you, and Izzy and I actually talked about this. One of the biggest problems is because that's the one piece of equipment that I have that's super far from comp specs. If I practiced getting a super tight bench setup, for one, I don't have someone to give me liftoffs here, so I would have to still. My bench arch is restricted by being able to lift off for myself. And then it's also restricted by this is not competition specs equipment. And so if I trained and perfected my arch to a crazy degree on this and then went to a comp specs bench, the setup's going to be totally different. And that's really tough. That was something I was talking to Izzy about, where he said that because he's been focusing so much on his arch, he's really susceptible to different. If the bench is set up to different dimensions or something, he's way less adaptable to those, and they can really, really negatively impact his bench when you go from that an ideal setup to a non-ideal setup. So, I mean, that's something I got to figure out. I've got a lot of work to do. I don't want to downplay it and say, like, oh, it's this easy. Like, everyone's working their tushies off to get as good as they can get. So, I got to do some too. Tatum. Sean Noriega has longer arms, and he has a kiss my arch kind of arch. Yeah. No, I know Sean does. Alex, favorite international lifter? I don't know. I try not to classify anybody who's lifting, and it's a cop-out answer, but I've given it before, that if you're lifting, I respect you for doing it. It's tough. It's tough to do. Alex, who fills out the 105 class better, Bryce Lewis or Chester the Cat? Chester beats all of us, man. We're all plebs compared to Chester's feline girth. Same. Some dude put in a deep whizzer in a match, and I feel my left shoulder really take a hit. Yeah, I had a guy. I came around. His arm was around my back, and that's when it pop. Arm went limp. I fell down. Went to the mat, and yep, that's it. End of my wrestling career. And then my senior year in football, every game I would dislocate my shoulder, and that's where the real issue came, because I could have gotten over just having all the tears and stuff in there, I think, but having it dislocate pretty much on a semi-weekly basis for an entire high school football season, it just got so messed up that it's been years and years and years for me trying to fix it. So. Gravy, 74K junior division is really lacking since Hancock left powerlifting. My time to step up. Mayhar, I don't know how much shipping will be, but ER Canada is making cheap combo rack that should be comp spec. Just a thought. American dollars won't be. Yeah, I mean, the bench wouldn't be a huge. I could probably make it happen. It's just like managing responsibilities and priorities. Like that's a big thing that I should just bite the bullet and do. Really just simply put, even just for the bench specs, like that's because the squat rack, I don't need anything crazy. I use a comp bar. I'm probably just gonna have to cope with not having comp plates just because those are so outrageously expensive. Yeah, I couldn't justify that when I still don't have the right bench. But Applebee's or Chili's, I don't have access to either of those around here. It's kind of a bummer, so I can't give a good answer. I know that Chili's makes the they used to have the the Chipotle mac and cheese and the bacon mac and cheese that were the little microwavable dinners. I lived off those for a summer once. Gravy, I have a weird back thing where I can almost fold my mid back where I bent backwards, so I get an insane arch. Still poverty bench. Yeah, I can improve my thoracic mobility. That's something that's on the list to work on. Mobility in general is something I've worked on a lot, but taking a little bit different approach. Adam and I have been on the phone back and forth the last couple of weeks trying to find some ways to clean up some more positions and get more out of my setups. CB Fall, Pizza Hut or a Domino? Oh, DiGiorno pizza fan. I don't eat pizza anymore, my friend. Pizza Hut was it before 6th grade. What was that? When was I in 6th grade? Last pizza I ate was in 2002? Was that when? Has it been 15 years? Have I not had actual pizza in 15 years? Wow. There we go. That's the thing. I haven't had pizza in 15 years. And I'm saying, did I follow what was going on IPF Worlds in the last days? I had my meet on Saturday, so I kind of checked out then. I watched the boys, Bryce and Gear Bear, watched them do their thing, and then I heard what happened with the 120s and the 120 pluses. May, how are you going to bed? Good night, sir. Thanks for stopping by. Thank you so much. Ben, get a Rogue bench and monolift spotter arms for racks. I don't need the monolift spotter arms, but the Rogue bench is one I've looked at. Rogue or Texas Strength Systems. Iron Bison, do I ever have dreams of hitting PRs? Like actual dreams at night? I don't know if I dream. I used to. I just don't have any. If I do, I don't remember them. Like ever anymore. Alright, friend, it's time for bed. Good night, Gravy. Gravy McBiscuit. I like your name, friend. That's a good one. Why would I give up pizza, I'm saying? When I was a kid, I had an addiction to soda pop, specifically Dr. Pepper, and pizza, and I gave them up. Gave them up because I didn't like there being something in my life that I couldn't control. So I eat things that are similar to pizza. I eat things that are worse than pizza. It's not like, but pizza is just the principle of the thing. Jess gets on my case like, you can have a meatball sub, but that's pretty much just meatball pizza. Or I'd have things that are essentially pizza but not, because it literally is just the principle of the thing. I just gave up pizza and soda. I still drink Monster Energy drinks. I still eat stuff that's similar to pizza, but I didn't like that there was something in my life I didn't have control over. I was a weird kid. What can I say? Won't get spotter arms, gets Ivanko grip builder thing. I think I got this, I don't know when I got this thing, but this is a long time ago. I probably still ate pizza when I got this. Ben's last pizza is actually before JC. It's great discipline, man. I need to work on mine. I have weird areas of discipline, I guess. There's some things that I'm super disciplined on, some things that I'm not particularly disciplined on. You struggle with food addiction for a long time. Yeah, there are other things probably that have filled that role. I do have a pretty addictive personality, so. You're weird now. That's fair, Alex. I am weird now. I didn't stop being weird, but I definitely, there wasn't a change. Like I wasn't a normal kid, and then oh yeah, now he's weird. It was like weird. Continue on forever. I love you, Ben. Well, I love you too, man. Your trolly little self. Iron Bison. Oh my gosh, those would probably be trigger foods for me as well. That's one. I don't buy Oreos usually, but I remember Jess used to make the mistake of bringing them home, and I would just eat the whole thing without thinking about it. Tatum, hey Ben, looks like the plates are starting to rust behind you from this break in between sets. Oh, we're done with we're done. You might have missed that part. We're deciding not to do anything. That the deads wouldn't be worth going, because we'd probably get to 700 pounds and be like, yeah, that didn't feel good. It'll go, but it's not. But more, the numbers that I was thinking about for tonight wouldn't be. I don't think are gonna be there. So I'm still. I think to rest up and then bring it back and get back into normal training is a better idea. Video needs more likes. Yeah, you guys never like these videos. That's just no likes. No one cares. It's all right though. I like you guys. Oh, did Mayhart give you this advice? No, I was saying it, and then he agreed, and I think that it's probably pretty fair. If so, you should probably consider the opposite. Oh, Mayhar, forever branded as the bad decision guy. Alex, Ben, do a slingshot pull up, JK. Not again. I only did that because of the donations last time, and y'all aren't giving no money, so no slingshot pull-ups will be done. I'm saying, what do I think about IPF being rather inconsistent when it comes to judging squat depth on world records, looking at Ray Williams? I will just say my personal opinion of super heavyweights in raw squatting. When I watch them, I can't tell. I don't know what the judges are looking for, or what they see when there's depth. It's a totally different looking movement to me. So I have no idea what to call depth for super heavyweights. Because just when I see it at first, my first instinct is that doesn't look low. It looks like they physically can't go to depth. And so I don't know. I can't give a fair opinion, because there's obviously something about squat depth when you get that big that I don't understand. See, Jason, do I have a slight elbow extension when I bench, or just drag it over your shoulders? What do you mean, my friend? I'm Trying to understand. Iron Bison, ever visit Super Training? Yes, I've been down there. Mike and I consider Mike and Jim friends, and I have met Mark a few times now. He remembered me at the Arnold. He remembered who I was. So that, we've competed together a couple of times in some meets in Washington. But he was not in town when I was there, when unracking the weight. I have some bend. Yeah, my arms. I extend at the elbow when unracking the bench. Yeah, Alex, when I was at Super Training, we would have done a podcast if Mark was there. I would have been able to do the power cast. And Jim told me to come back down next time I'm near California. But we were down there. I was down there for A Cappella concert, or A Cappella tour. My A Cappella group was going down, and we were touring from Southern California all the way back up the West Coast. So we did a bunch of shows in college, universities, and other stuff. So I went to Barbell Brigade and I went to Super Training while my a cappella group mates were like going to Six Flags or whatever. They went and did their stuff while I went and did my fun stuff. Libertatum, what was the beef between Mark and Mike? We all know there was something. I don't have any insider information about that. I think that what Mike's official statement was that he'd kind of was ready to go on to the next thing for him and help people in a different way. And that's what I think happened. So that's what he put out in public, and that's what I would direct people to. He made a video about it. All right, friends. It is getting close to my bedtime, so I'm thinking we should round up the last kind of round of questions here if anybody's got any, and then maybe call it a night. I don't know. Probably gonna end up squatting, doing some pause squats on Thursday, but generally, like I said, we don't usually stream squats. I don't know. I think I'm out of town this weekend. Lenny, are you for real? We talked about you, Lenny. You missed me. You missed me. We watched Interstellar. We curled 135 on the bar. Just looks like you missed the good one, bud. Maybe the VOD'll be good. No. My dreams crushed. Oh no. Don't worry, Lenny. Don't worry. You didn't miss too much. You missed me. I missed a bench press. No, I didn't actually watch Interstellar. And I didn't curl 135. Yep, I died while benching. Mayhar came on and told me that my 385 press looked too easy, so I should go 395 and YOLO it, and I squished myself. It was great. It was great. We were gonna do some crazy deadlifting too, but I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it tonight. So, with how 495 felt, we're gonna be done. There's a Bryce Lewis fanboy in chat known as Mayhar who sabotaged Ben and almost got him killed. I'm a Bryce Lewis fanboy. I love Bryce. I told him and Sarah they need to adopt me. You all. Lenny, come on. Come on, baby. No, the OBS was freaking out earlier during the bench pressing, and we kept talking about how we needed... Where were you? You and aliens weren't here to save the OBS. So that's why. The stream suffered without your presence, my friend. I played Rocket League with Bryce, actually. Bryce and I were down in Columbus. Bryce, Joe, Eric, Hanny, and then the guys who own Citadel Nutrition. We all went to this bar in Atlanta. not Columbus, Atlanta. It was Atlanta, Georgia, after nationals. We went to this bar that was like a video game bar. So there was like League of Legends. I think Worlds was going on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Worlds was going on at the same time, and so that was like up on all the screens. And we had this table or this couch in the back, and we played a bunch of video games. So like Joe smoked us both at Halo. We played some Rocket League, and that was a lot of fun. And then I absolutely destroyed Eric and Hanny at Super Smash Brothers, and I'm not even very good at that game. They're adorably not good at Smash. Bryce was pretty darn good at most of the games, though. Bryce was solid at most of those games. Libertatum. Oh, final question I mentioned. I want to buy a Ben Rice t-shirt from Strength Crew. They're still available, correct? What color do you recommend? Whichever one you like. They are back there. They're in boxes over there. So you will order that shirt, and Shukin will send me the report. I actually have 2 shirts that I need to get out. I got so caught up in the meet week that I've got 2 orders that I need to fill. So when they are late, it's totally my fault, and I apologize. Lenny, Ben promised me a free shirt once, fixing the stream and his love life. You fixed my love life? Was that by saying I needed to watch Interstellar with Jess? Is that how you fixed it? I did mention, she and I did talk about Interstellar this week. I said that the guys on the stream want me to watch Interstellar with her, and she goes, they want us to watch Interstellar together. And I said, well, they want me to watch it, and I told them that I won't watch it because I don't by myself because I watch movies with you. And it's pretty funny. Correct, young Timothy. Yep. She just thought it was funny, and I told her that you guys were really upset when we watched scary movies last time instead of Interstellar. Oh, so it's basically going through you. Good. Yeah, it's Libertatum. It's Shukin moved from New Jersey to Hawaii, and he couldn't take all of the inventory with him, so he sent it to me. So I've been filling the orders ever since he moved. I'm not amazing at it. I try to be consistent. No, but I have all the inventory, but the PayPal goes to him, and then he gives me a percentage of the stuff that's from my shirts, so I get a higher percentage of the Ben Rice shirts and a lower percentage of the regular Strength Crew stuff. Originally, I didn't have any kind of financial stake in the company. I just wanted to help out because it was he and my friend Ben Seat started it. Fun fact. So, yeah. Ben, Chickens versus Chester. Go. Chester wins. That's it. That's what he does. Shinobu Oshino, should I use steroids as a novice? I wouldn't recommend it. And the slingshot pull-up, I am the Timothy thing. And the slingshot pull-up, and the interstellar thing, yep. Oh, goodness. Lenny, the more the better. You trolley boy. Missed you, buddy. Missed you. BRB, buying a shirt. Oh my gosh, you guys are going to force me to go and do work. All right, yep. Anyway, Lenny, next time, show up on time so that we can all have good giggle pants together. Yeah. Alex, Ben resistant band, double overhand, 500-pound deadlift, no hook. Give me a couple months, right? Shinobu, when should you consider steroids? When you don't have to ask that question anymore. I don't think... I think anytime you're asking someone a question like that, then the answer is you shouldn't. And if you live in a country where it's legal, then that conversation is one you can kind of have. But if it's illegal in your country, then you shouldn't consider them. Someone donate $5, we will do it. No, not tonight, Alex. Not tonight. Y'all had your chance to pay me to do silly things. Damn, all right, you'll wait. Probably a good call, man. Lenny, when you run out of your current supply of steel, you trolley. Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna shut it down for tonight. I've got some other lifting footage that maybe I'll be able to get posted up. Yeah, we'll do that. do that in the next couple of days, hopefully, once I finally get caught up with like emails and all these other things. So hope you guys all have a good night or day or whatever your time zone permits. Thanks so much for stopping by. Yep, Lenny, enjoyed your 5 minutes of stream. Enjoyed having you here, bud. Y'all have a good one. We will resume this, if not later this week, for sure next week when I get back on a regular programming schedule. So goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out, and thanks for the support. Go check out the meet video if you haven't already. Give me your feedback. I want to hear all your thoughts and stuff.